and we want good jobs. So I am from Jobs to Move America. And we are here to demand from the MTA good jobs for Kawasaki workers. So let's hear it, because what we want is simple. What we want is good jobs. So let's hear it. What do we want?
Good jobs!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Good jobs!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Good jobs!
When do we want it?
Now!
This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like!
Next stop, we have Troy Newsom, who will be emceeing this morning. But just one quick note, after the MTA board meeting, we will be going up to Kawasaki headquarters in Midtown at 11:30. Come join us. So, kick it off to Troy.
That's a tough act to follow, so I really got to put the energy up. So, there we go. Hello, everyone. I'm Troy Newsom. I am the Assistant Director for Media at Jobs for America. Thank you all for coming out here today. As you can see, it's a lot of us, and we've still got people showing up. And I think even more so, what I want to acknowledge here today is that we are showing together in the solidarity. This in action speaks volumes. So, before we get started, I just want to introduce myself as the MC. I'm going to be walking us through and introducing us to each speaker so that you can hear their message of why we are here today. One got us started on a great note. She kind of brought the energy up. This morning is early and the rain held off for us, so yeah. So we got to clap it up for that. Now, when I got to town yesterday, I saw an interesting number. It said that 4.6 million MTA counts, 4.6 riders daily. That's a lot of riders, right? They're headed to jobs, the grocery store, taking their kids to dropping off at childcare, whatever their needs are, making family moments. Right? And all of those families are carried on rail cars by people who built them, who deserve respect, they deserve dignity, and they deserve stability.
Yes.
And that's why we're here today, because we do believe that public investment should be public jobs that are good jobs. And that's why we worked on a report with York University. I would like to mention that my colleague, York and Nebraska, did a lot of work, hard work, to the point that I was very impressed with the findings. I'm sure our listeners that you can grab from into the MTA meeting. So at this time, without further ado, I'd like to introduce York to all of you so she can share what we found, walk us through some of those findings so we can not only talk about the problem, but talk about the solution. Because solutions come when we stand together. And that's what we're doing here today. We're taking a stand and we're saying that this has to change. Kawasaki has to do better. And this is an expectation that we're setting. So, come on up, Mark.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Lauren Shandel. I'm the Senior Campaigner for Jobs for America. At JMA, we have a saying, public goods for the most public good. This means that government investments in infrastructure, from electric buses to semiconductors, should create good jobs and thriving communities. It makes sense because it's our money paying for these things, right? Yet time and time again, government agencies award lucrative contracts to the lowest bidder, no standards for job quality whatsoever. We're here today ultimately for this reason. The MTA has awarded Kawasaki billions of dollars with a B in railcar contracts over the past 4 decades. It including its most recent contract.
We're going in.
Worth $4.5 million. And yet the company's manufacturing facilities in New York and Nebraska still suffer from poor pay, high turnover, and a culture that prioritizes profit over workers' well-being. We know this because we actually surveyed 180 Kawasaki workers in both states about their conditions. Our new report, co-authored by the Climate Jobs Institute at Cornell University, presents these findings in detail. The workers we surveyed earned 16% below average hourly wages in their industry. Temporary workers made up over half of survey respondents and earned almost $5 less than workers hired directly by the company. Half of workers report witnessing unfair treatment based on race, gender, and other protected categories. Workers report supervisors using slurs, making offensive comments or jokes about a group of people, and instructing employees not to discuss their pay with others. These are the same workers who build the subway cars we use every day, and our public dollars fund the company responsible for these conditions. This is unacceptable, and we have an obligation to demand more for our money. That's why Jobs to Move America is proud to stand with our union partners at TWU and SMART, as well as community leaders from New York and Nebraska, as we call on Kawasaki to negotiate a community benefits agreement. A community benefits agreement, or a CBA, can improve working conditions at the company, create training and apprenticeship programs, and provide employment opportunities for members of surrounding communities. The MTA, as the contracting agency, is in the position to bring Kawasaki to the table, and we encourage them to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren. And I just want to take a moment. I guess it's not a press conference if we don't have something like that going on. But we've got some. I just want to point out, you guys, we've got but a collective effort. Everyone's getting together. And just read the signs. This is what we're debating. This is what we're asking for. And this is what we're pushing for today as a union in solidarity. So to continue this effort, I would like to at this time bring up Jason Rousseau from SMART. Jason, come on up to the stage. There you go.
I'll give it a shot. My name is Jason Usel. I'm with SMART Mechanical Department. My members I represent. All we do is work on these cars that Kawasaki makes. We make sure they maintain and run them from Metro North and Long Island Railroad. I also represent pretty much every other railroad in the country. Just fix these pieces of equipment and run them. SMART members take pride in building and maintaining these rail systems that keep the country moving. From welding, assembly, quality inspections, require specific skills that take years to learn and perfect. And that's just not what my friends like TWU and everybody else. It takes years and a lot of training to maintain these cars, which should also require the same abilities. Lost it. To build these cars, get them out there, and have the same quality of living for the communities and members I build. We know that when workers are treated with dignity and respect, they stick around longer, they do their jobs better, and turn out a better product. That's just the way it is. When it comes to rail cars that power the MTA, dignity and respect for workers for both Kawasaki and the MTA translate directly into reliable transit systems that move millions of New Yorkers every day. Without these, it just doesn't work. You can imagine flooding New York City anywhere with all the car traffic and if these trains are not running correctly. That's why we're calling on Kawasaki to partner with community leaders in New York and Nebraska in Jobs to Move America on community benefits agreement to hold Kawasaki accountable to its workers and the New York Transit riders. SMART is proud to work with our friends at TWU, JMA, and community leaders in New York and Nebraska to ensure these jobs are safe, fair, and sustainable.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. In order to make sure these rail cars are riding right, we've got to make sure that the people who are building them are taken care of. And that is the most essential thing. Now, next, we'll be bringing John Chiarella to speak more. Our next speaker, welcome.
everybody. Let's try to kick this up a little bit. We're here today. They're having an MTA board meeting, and we want them to make sure that Kawasaki workers are going to be unionized. That's what it's all about. Jobs for America are coming here to demand that they come to the table. $4.5 billion is not a drop in the bucket. That's a whole lot of money, and that's federal money. So why wouldn't they want workers to have a collective bargaining agreement and make sure that they're taken care of? Why shouldn't they get days off? Why shouldn't they get sick days? Why shouldn't they get vacation days? So let's talk about that, because now is a time in America where they're destroying unions, and unions are the backbone of this country. Make no mistake about it. So when you talk about jobs, it's a no-brainer. You would want people to take ownership of what they're doing. Contract workers are not the same as union workers. We take pride in our work. Contract workers can be hired for a day. In most cases, are paid 50% of what a car inspector makes. So we're 44,000 members strong, Local 100. And we'd be happy to take on the New York portion of this. Happy. And Kawasaki should be even happier to have unionized workers in their plants. If they're going to take federal money, they should pay the right money. And there's no mistake about that. So we stand with Jobs for America, our brothers in SMART, and everybody here. We want these jobs to be unionized, and that starts here, right now. Jan Oliva and the MTA board are meeting in that building right here. So why not today make an effort to make this closer and get a collective bargaining agreement and get it done? Kawasaki, you hear us? We want to unionize. Thank you.
As you guys can hear, we're so much stronger together. And thank you, John G. for being that down. But he said it's a no-brainer. Public money for the public good. That's what we're pushing for. Next, we have Leo Moore. Leo, go ahead from the line.
Good morning. Oh man, so happy to be here standing with Jobs of America, our brothers and sisters from SMART, brothers and sisters from TW Local 100. So my name is Theo Moore. I'm with Align, the Alliance for Greater New York, and we believe that public dollars must do more than just fund infrastructure. They must build community, power, create safe and dignified jobs. And we're not just talking about any old regular job. We're talking about family-sustaining careers. We're talking about good union jobs. Union jobs. New York's transit system is nationally renowned. I know, I'm a born and raised New Yorker. Wherever I go, I take the train. I'm like, this ain't like home. This don't take me where I need to go. And for the last 40 years, Kawasaki has received billions of dollars in public contracts to build its trains. Its current MTA contract alone is $4.5 billion. Now, we want the MTA to be upgrading its system. We want new rail cars. I know, as an A and a C train rider, up until recently, we had those old trains from like the 1970s. I love the new trains. The new rail cars, are comfortable, reliable, modern experience, and it's really a good experience for the millions of transit riders. Under the plan, Kawasaki will likely build, get one or more contracts. Yet workers at Kawasaki, New York, and in New York and in the Nebraska plant, where the cars are built, report unsafe conditions, unfair treatment, and low wages. Workers deserve better conditions. And the public deserves more transparency on how their dollars are being spent. Sadly, nearly 1 out of 5 workers surveyed at Kawasaki supervisors said told them not to discuss their pay with others. Kawasaki also claimed in court that they were filing that data on hiring and wages at these facilities amounted to trade secrets. Trade secrets, like they can't even discuss the wages. And the MTA has colluded with them to keep this data a secret. And we need some more transparency, and we need it now. So we are here to encourage Kawasaki to partner with us negotiate a community benefits agreement that is a win not only for the company, for the MTA, but for the community as a whole. All right? Such an agreement can ensure public investments actually reflect our shared values. Thank you.
Now, as you've heard from many other people here today, we're here for one reason, to make sure that we are holding Kawasaki accountable, that we're looking out for the workers, the very workers who are building these rail cars. Now, I would like to welcome Reverend Kirsten John Foy to the mic right now.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Justice.
We want justice. What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
When do we want it?
Now.
When do we want it?
Now.
It's an honor and a privilege to stand here together with the brothers and sisters who keep our city running, members of labor, TWU in particular. My father is retired TWU. So this is personal. And I have watched for years how the labor has been shortchanged, the workers have been mistreated. I have watched for years as the MTA has gone unaccountable to the people that keep the lights on in their very building, pay their salaries, pay for those expensive executive cars and suites, and all of the real estate, while the people are continually pressed and squeezed for every dollar and dime that they earn. And the MTA, I've come to give both you and Kawasaki a message. First of all, in New York, it's unacceptable for women to make less than men while doing the same job. I would have thought in 2025 that's common sense, and I would have thought that the MTA would have thought it poor form to be complicit in gender identity and economic inequity and injustice with one of their very contractors. Kawasaki, let me tell you how we do things in New York. We respect our workers in New York. We hold corporations accountable when they get public dollars for how they treat their workers. We don't stand for misogyny in New York. We don't stand for the exploitation of immigrant labor and the exploitation of workers. We don't accept that in New York. So let me give you a message, Kawasaki. Let me give you a message, MTA. Racial and gender and identity inequity and injustice does not fly in the city and the state of New York. Now, as you decide to yet again squeeze workers for larger fares, for poorer service. Some may like the new cars. I know my man Theo, he might like some of the new cars. I would prefer to see greater investment in communities of color, in outer boroughs, where the people who make the city run, work, and live. And not have them subsidize greater investment in the highest density parts of our city. MTA, we've got a message for you. Hold Kawasaki accountable for their racial and gender injustice, as we are here to hold you accountable for your continued exploitation of the people of the city of New York. No justice.
No peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, as you can see, people are starting to go into the meeting. So at this time, you're smart. I encourage you, everyone, to let's go ahead and start heading that direction and continue with holding them accountable, holding Kawasaki accountable. Now, I would like to take some questions. If we have any members of the press here, yeah, if there are any members of the press here who have questions at this time, we'd love to answer.
CW with smart members in North.
We just want to make sure everybody can
All go
see.
inside.
So,
Yeah, so how are you going to hold them accountable? There's basically only two places that hold the fires in America. The MTA has to use that. What are you doing? What can they do about it?
I'm going to give it more. Lauren,
you're being.
he has a question. We're trying to get some questions answered here.
Yeah, we have yeah, we should try to get inside. We're not allowed to be think about it, know about it.